Start off with that. The test phase is done. Pretty much. Roller coaster ups and downs. Okay. So basically, yeah. There's a little bit of testing. It's with the newest technology, the AI. We've had enough evidence. There's been enough projects, project after fucking project after Project Briani, project this, Project Algora, all this fucking shit. They know what the fuck is working, okay? Like I said a few days ago, it's kind of like if I had the only blockchain and I didn't share it with anybody, how's it going to work? So how do I get rich off my blockchain is I got to get everybody in the world to use it. Now, this is a very complicated thing. I'm trying to figure out how to wrap this up to make sense. It's like you got the whole world. You got all these different countries, all these different cultures. Right now, what do we understand? Money. Paper, gold, whatever. Okay. Now, this whole blockchain thing and electricity, because you got to have electricity to do all this shit. So, I mean, gold is gold. You can put that on a scale. I mean, shit, they were doing that thousands of years ago. So you can balance your scales and you put, but here we are, we're talking about cryptocurrency. It means you got to have some kind of phone, a microchip or something. And then it's just, there's a whole lot of moving parts. Whereas with money, it's very simple. It's money. So now we have to get all these countries in the world to switch over. I think there will be money for a while. We know they're running parallel systems. I don't know if maybe on everything, but there are, at least we know Franklin Templeton is running a dual system. We just learned already a couple days ago that over in Europe, they're going to be doing the same thing with the world's second biggest, I call it baby BlackRock. But we went over the crypto and the platform they're using over there for the money market fund. And it said they're running a hybrid system. So that's my belief. We're going to have the old system that's going to shut down, but the crypto system's already up and running. We have to have people from all around the world, these different countries, to join that system and use it. It's going to all have to be a hybrid. And that's when they shut off the old system through a major hack or something like that. I don't know, but I know that there's going to be a crisis of some sort. I've been waiting for about 5 years for that. I've said it straight from the beginning when I started Crypto Hulk 5.5 years ago. They're going to have some kind of a crisis, a manufactured crisis, which is going to bring down the traditional financial system, but it will not be able to affect the new one. And that's where Elon Musk's satellite took off yesterday. Let's run this. Next kind of small topic is how many people truly understand what was on that satellite. Well, what we do know was on it was Seals Q. Oh man, those of you guys that got involved with Seals Q, that invested in Seals Q, congratulations. We know that's one of the things. I don't know everything on there, but I know that Seals Q, that microchip satellite that's going to run outer space, it's going to stop quantum hacks. Because nothing will be able to hack it. And then that microchip's going to be in demand. Oh my God. Now, we're not getting rich tomorrow, but what the satellite will do, I think it'll start with government stuff. And remember, they have a goal of being quantum resistant in 2 years. All the governments, all the defense departments, and this and that, their goal is 2 years. I know there's something about 2030 because it's always popping up all the time. So I don't know what that date means, but that's kind of like, I don't know. I didn't want to guess. All my goal is, let's talk about what we do know. Let's talk about what Crypto Hulk has shown as evidence. That's usually the best. That's what I like to focus on. Let's not talk about what happens when this and that. Let's focus on what do we know right now. Crypto Hulk, how can we get positioned right now? And that Falcon flight has the LAES. So if you want to buy, that stock, it's LAES. And so congratulations. Most people, most crypto channels have zero idea. Truly sad. Truly sad. So you got HBAR in there. HBAR is a crypto because Seals Q utilizes HBAR in their hardware. And we now know that HBAR is a partner of Ripple and Algorand and Chainlink. I wouldn't doubt if all those are built into that microchip. Okay. And that Seals Q has WKEY. That's their parent company, WKEY. Sending up in the satellite. All the world's just, you know what the world does? I mean, it's nice. I'm not going to put everybody down for being dummies or nothing. Not all of them get a chance to watch Crypto Hulk show. My show's the most heavily shadow banned on the internet. So YT and the governments, they don't want people to see my channel because then they'll be enlightened. They'll see exactly. So when they look at that Starlink rocket, they're like, oh, wow. Not knowing a fucking thing that's on it. Oh, wow. They have like a 30 seconds or a 2-minute. Wow. And then it's all over. And they go back to their pathetic life. They're broke and poor. They have no clue on where they're going to be. But they just want to watch on TV and just see how awesome and magnificent. And it is. It absolutely is. But you know what's a better feeling is when you watch Crypto Hulk show, you've invested in Seals Q and HBAR and the cryptos that help make that microchip that stops quantum computing for the whole entire world. You're going to watch that rocket go up and be like, wow, that's so awesome. Man, it's going to make me rich. That's how it is when we watch Crypto Hulk, okay? Now, my name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Yeah, I take so much drugs, heroin, cocaine, hashish every day. I've stayed high for 5.5 years. I don't sleep. Don't trust anything you say. If I tell you to buy something, sell it. If I tell you to sell something, buy it. That's just how it is. We're going to talk about stocks in this program. Don't do a fucking thing. Just watch the show for entertainment, and that's all I want you to do. Alrighty then. Got it. You know, the timing, it happens when it happens, all right? Crypto Hulk, when this, when that. Look, this shit goes when they say. Here's the deal. We learned on Crypto Hulk channel before any other channel on this planet about Seals Q, about the integrations with HBAR and all the others. And we were waiting for that rocket satellite to take it up. We were waiting for that rocket to take the satellite up. It just did, finally. I think we learned about Seals Q, a year ago or something like that? At Crypto Hulk show, you're a year ahead. We're talking about shit no one on the channel's even discussing. They're talking about all the popular, whatever's popular today. Oh, Ripple this and that with, man, there's a lot of different cryptos in the world. People like, Crypto Hulk, why are you talking about all these different cryptos? I thought you just like the XRP. I'm going to prove Crypto Hulk wrong. I'm just like, wow, block. Sometimes I'll do a report, suicidal. Just fuck with them on purpose. Normal people learn after studying shit for 5.5 years. Imagine that. Imagine that. People learn. Amazing. So when I started the program, Crypto Hulk, I only had 3 months worth of study in crypto. 3 months. That's it. 3 months. I didn't know anything about tech at all. Zero about tech. Still don't want to. 3 months. And after 5.5 years, I've learned quite a bit. And the show has evolved. As I learn more, I add more stuff to the show. That gives people more opportunities to invest. Oh, well, that's why. Wow. Hey, if you're so smart, start your own show. I want everybody to see how fucked up you are. People that leave fucked up comments, they're fucked up. Start your own show. Then everybody can see how fucking stupid you are. Let everybody see how fucked up you look. That's another thing. All righty then. Let us start. Now, I've got some good first snow landing now for me. You know, I went through the mountains a couple days ago. I went to Sacramento Friday. So I didn't really have time to make the show. And that's for show. I did a cold plunge, I think, and that was it. Now, there's snow in the mountains. One of the ski resorts had about 100 cars there. They were probably just people going on inner tubes. It wasn't enough snow to really ski. But I'd say by the middle of December, 2 weeks from now or somewheres, there's going to be some snow. There's going to be skiers up there. But like, this was like one of the last passes. So I won't be able to go to Sacramento that frequently during the winter because it's the snow and shit. And I don't want to go there and have it snow. And so if I go, I got to make sure it's clear there and back. It might be a day trip or something, or because sometimes when you go there, you wake up the next day, you're in Sacramento and stuff and wake up, but then it starts dogpiling the snow in the Sierra Mountain Pass. And it's like, you're stuck, dude. Sometimes it might be 2-3 days or a week. It just depends. So it'll be tricky. Now, what's also tricky is I've got some good stuff lined up. I've got a stock here, and let's start with that. What I like to do is show you what real world news we have. There's a company. Let's start with this company, Deft, D-E-F-T. Let me take a look here. I want to start. Oh, here we go. Deft. Let's start with Deft. That's what we like. Duff beer. That's what they drink on The Simpsons. Duff. All right. Let's look at this company called Deft. It might be of interest to some of you because they just helped Canada make their CBDC. My God. It's called DeFi. Deft soars on stablecoin approval. So they made a stablecoin. Canada gave it a thumbs up. This is a big deal. Communist Canada. DeFi Technologies, it's called DeFi Technologies. That's where they get the Deft from. Is one of the top performing stocks on Wednesday. Oh, shit. DeFi Technologies rallied for a second day on Wednesday, soaring 20%. You know what? On Crypto Hulk Show, sometimes we see 2,000%. 20 to 30% is pretty standard on a lot of the stuff that we'll invest in, like the quick pump dump shit. 20 to 30. To the rest of the world, 20% is good. And the Crypto Hulk people are like, what's 20%, man? So that's when we make 20 to 30% on a crypto or something like that, to the rest of the world, it's actually a big deal. In a statement on the same day, DeFi Technologies said that its venture portable company, Canada Stablecorp Incorporated, and the QCAD Digital Trust have secured regulatory approvals. Here we go. This has got the green light, and this crypto is cheap. I think it's like $1.50. It used to be about $4.50, so it's going to go right back up. Okay, let's find out what happened and why and all these things. So this company just got the Canadian approval. It means it's green light. I don't care if it dumped the price right before this happened. There was, I think, some kind of CEO where he left. They put somebody else in. When that dude left, the price dumped, but then they got approval after that by the government. I think it's looking pretty good. They're the first one. Following the approval, It said that they're going to scale the QCAD stablecoin across 3 coin areas: product development, liquidity, and market access. Through Valor Incorporated. I've heard of Valor. Through Valor Incorporated, DeFi Technologies said that it would develop a QCAD integrated product, including CAD-linked ETPs, yield product, structured solution, that provide regulated access to the digital economy for retail and institutionals, everybody. It would partner with BTQ Technologies to ensure a post-quantum security roadmap. Oh, nice. QCAD's approval as Canada's, here we go, first mover advantage. That's what Crypto Hulk likes to show you. First mover advantage. That we don't want to come in when there's already 10 companies doing this. We want to come in with the very first Canadian compliant stablecoin. That's what we want. It's like $1.50 right now for the stock in this company that made this coin. We're not investing in the coin itself. We're investing in the company that made it. I mean, you might. That's up to you. Not like we are. Not like I'm trying to direct everybody to invest. It was just a slip of the speech. That's all. It must be all the heroin I just snorted an hour before the show. That was a pretty good comeback, Crypto Hulk. I like that. What we got here is Canada's first. I like this when we come out first on Crypto Hulk show. Canada's first compliant stablecoin. And it's on the NASDAQ in America. And it's DEFT. David Edward Frank Thomas. I like this when we get in on shit first. That's a very good feeling. That's how you know Crypto Hulk channel is here to serve you, is because I'm talking about with you how to, okay, Canada has its first regulated coin. What makes that important? It's the first one. And everybody knows if the first one gets through, they're ahead of everybody. Everybody's too afraid, like, oh, I don't know if we should do it. Oh, I don't know. Someone does it, like, oh shit, no, let me practice so I can do it too. Well, it's too late. Somebody else already got the regulation approved. That's a very, very good sign that you see right there. The next thing that's important about this is some people can invest in it if you want. That's a good thing. It could be a Canadian company and then only Canadians could. Nope, this one's an American. Americans can take advantage. You may not want to buy the coin, although you could. You could stake it and get interest or whatever. But I'm not interested in that right now. This company here just took off. It's taking off. They just got regulated. They're the first ones. That's what you want to get into. While we acknowledge the potential of DEFT as an investment, our conviction lies in the belief that some AI stocks hold greater promise for delivering higher returns and have a limited downside risk. If you are looking for an extremely cheap AI stock, there's also a major beneficiary of Trump tariffs on onshoring. So this is what they're telling us. In this article, it seems kind of weird. Yahoo Finance, I guess, puts in their little 2 cents worth. Now, I also have a list. Let me look. So here's a list of DEFT. Hold on a minute. So let's go in. Let me check the comments and then I'll go into this DEFT article here. I'll be buying DEFT this week. $1.50. Time to get more. I got DEFT. We went over that months back. Yeah, see, that's what happens on Crypto Hulk show. I try to keep you ahead there, buddy. But now it got approved. That's the difference. So I'm going over it like one of the first channels to kind of deep dive and go over this. He said we went over this months ago. The difference is now it's approved. Before it was a concept. Now it's a reality. So now it's not like, gee, the stock might go up. Now it's like this stock, when this thing starts rolling, is definitely going up to where it used to be $4.50. Hey, it went from $1.50 now. It could very well go up to $4.50 where it used to be, $6, $7, $8. But stocks are different. So for brand new people, don't invest in anything until you talk to your financial advisor. Stocks are different. It's not like the crypto. There's no 50 to 80% moves on they shut stuff down on a stock market. On a stock market or something like that. If there's a big move, they shut it down. If there's a big move up or down, they just shut it down. Because they like stuff at 10, 5 or 10% moves, nothing drastic. So Chris Sharpie said, when I bought Deft, it was $3.27. He says it's a bargain right now. Now let's take a little look at Deft. Now, this is a very interesting one. Deft Technologies is a publicly traded financial technology company focused on what? Bridging. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man. Bridging traditional finance with DeFi. TradeFi with DeFi. It provides investors with regulated exposure to blockchain-based markets without requiring direct crypto ownership. Now, this is interesting. You're going to have to hear this. Deft is Valor is working with Deft. It's a subsidiary company called Valor. VALOUR Inc. Valor and then Inc. Now, who's also involved in this is something called Stillman Digital. STILLMAN. Stillman Digital. You know what they do? They provide institutional trading and guess what? Dark pools. Oh, dark pools. That means you can buy and sell and trade and shit no one sees. That's what they're all doing, everybody. I'm just letting you know. I mean, I would not be surprised if on some other exchange, these cryptos are way high priced. And I don't know how all this stuff works, or they've got it all on ledgers, but whatever it is, there's dark pools. That means they're all cheating. Just wanted to let you know. It's Canada's first compliant Canadian dollar stablecoin. It's a pegged stablecoin. Now, guess what they're also doing, if any of you are interested? They're working in Africa as well. Oh, yes. Key fintech, blockchain, and crypto elements include stablecoin development and investments in African stablecoin called it has a little c and then NGN. They have a zero knowledge ZK infrastructure and real world asset tokenization. This company was founded, Deft was founded in 2018. Now they're the parent company of Valor, VALOUR. It's also involved with Hive, HIVE blockchain. And the guy that founded the company, Oliver Newton is his name. Oliver Newton has experience in Zug. Z-U-G. That's how you know there's something here, because everything that's coming out of Zug is like all the big shots, okay? All the people with power. Now, there's a guy named John Wattenstrom. He's the current CEO. And it lists some of the people working for this company. Derivatives traders kind of things. Anthony Pompliano, I guess, was an advisor to these people. Lord help him. Could have got Crypto Hulk instead of that clown, but okay, never mind. Anthony Pompliano, some years back, had an idea to raise money for Bitcoin. He had pizza boxes made, and every pizza that used that particular box, Bitcoin, whatever, would get some kind of money. That's absurd. I'm going to move on. Let me see here. There's a bank tied in with this. It's called Misyon, Misyon Bank out of Turkey. And Misyon Crypto, Kripto, out of Turkey is mixed up with this. Oh, look, Go Dark is associated with this. They're a dark pool. No, that means they can buy and sell crypto and nobody finds out. But guess what? Dark Pool is backed by Copper. Oh, shit. Wait a minute, Crypto Hulk. Isn't that the platform that like the whole European Union's going to use to trade derivatives and shit? Yeah. Copper's involved in this. Oh, shit. Along with a company called GSR. So, how do you like me now? Copper's involved in this whole thing. That's pretty massive right there. Very. Gotta watch yesterday morning show to understand what we're talking about and how big Copper is. Woo! Next. Let me look through here. Any migrations? Government. Yeah. OCAD, QCAD, which is this company, the crypto we're talking about, received regulatory approval from. So Canada is totally, the government's very mixed up in this project. So it's all good to go. This project's involved with Coinbase Ventures. What that is, it's not just that they're registered on Coinbase. Coinbase Ventures is when Coinbase spends money on your company to help you become something big, because they want you to list it on Coinbase so they can make money. And there's some other companies involved in this. I'm going to let this one go at this point. So if you're interested in stocks, if you want stocks and bonds, some people want access to companies. Some of my viewers have enough crypto. Now they're like, you know what? I think I want like real world companies, especially if they're on stock exchanges. And I don't have to do that class A risky shit. I could just go with shit that's already on the stock market. There's their NASDAQ page. So you can see this is like an official real deal company. It hit, like I said, it wasn't too long ago, a month ago or 3 months ago, 6 months ago. It hit about $3.50. A year ago, this crypto hit about $4.25. So this is the first time. What I've noticed a lot is like with a Coinbase or something. Before a Coinbase comes out, people start buying it. The price goes up, and then they release it to the public and it just dumps. And that's what we're seeing here. If you look at the chart, the 1 year chart on this crypto, way back in May or June, this sucker was at $4.25. Then it almost as if the past 6 months, this thing kind of like wanted to dump. And then it dumped hard. And then now it's at $1.52, and it got approved by Canada to be a stablecoin. That makes no sense. So a person like me would look at this and be like, oh, well, I'm buying at the bottom. Well, kind of. You could probably say that. It kind of looks like that, at least in the past year. They just got approved, and you're buying it at the cheapest it's been in a year. That's buying at the bottom in my book, especially when they just got approved by the Canadian government. That's a pretty good deal right there. So there you have that one. I can't tell you when these things take off. All I can do is report the facts, and you got to do what you got to do. All right, let me click out of that one. I have another stock market crypto you might want to look into. Let me check the comments real quick. Copper, again, I know. Copper's mixed up in this project, and that's a massive deal right there. Okay. There was not that one. Where is, oh man. Well, let's look here. Cardano. Here's Cardano. Cardano is trying to reinvent itself. Let's take a look if there's any Cardano fans out there. Here's an article. Cardano had a meeting on November 27th. The critical integrations budget proposal. Cardano knows they have to really, really do something. And they want to take out 70 million Cardano. How much is Cardano a piece? Let me ask Mr. OG. Cardano. Let us look. $0.42. Somebody put down Cardano is, and then, because I don't know if you're talking about some other crypto or anybody, or do I got to do this myself? Do I got to run the show and look up the crypto myself? Okay, looks like I do. Cardano's current price, 40 cents, 0.4, 42. So it's about 40, 41, 42 cents, 58. No, it's not. So it's about 40 cents-ish. So 70 million would be $35 million. Cardano's trying to raise like 42 million bucks. The goal of the proposal is simple. They want to sell off. So they're going to tell you now, they don't want to dump the Cardano price. What they're doing right now is called damage control. Sometimes a foundation will tell the whole world what they're doing. Sometimes they don't. It's none of their business. Sometimes they're working on something secret and they need to raise money. So there's going to be a dump of Cardano very soon. Okay. Now, it's a good dump because they're going to take out 70 million Cardanos, sell them off. And what they're claiming they're going to do is Cardano needs to set a core infrastructure layers to unlock stablecoins, attract deeper liquidity, support institutional participation, and expand the possibilities for DeFi, real-world assets, and DePIN. These integrations cannot be delivered in isolation. They require a shared ecosystem-wide commitment that brings the right partners to Cardano in a structured and accountable way. So here is where this gets real. Cardano really hasn't done anything. I go through news a lot. I don't see much for Cardano in what they're doing, relationships they have, and this and that. Cardano's in trouble. And now all of a sudden, which is probably a good time, but they should have been working on this already. There are already projects doing what Cardano wants to do. Cardano's kind of like late, all right? So we've been reading off all these cryptos that have the DeFi and this and that. Cardano's waiting until like right now to do all this stuff. I think they should have been working on this all the time. So Cardano's going to sell off 35 million bucks or whatever it is, or less, and all of a sudden try to have tier one stablecoin. They want tier one stable coins. They want institutional custody and wallets. Shouldn't they be having all this already? I can think of a crypto company that already has wallets and DeFi and trading and all kinds of things. And all this shit was already done like back in 2014, partnering with Ripple Singapore and shit like that. Not a big deal. They already had all these things. Cardano's trying to do all the shit that Ripple had like 12 years ago. Just saying, not a big deal though. They want on-chain analytics, cross-chain bridges, kind of late for that. I'll just tell you what, I've never been a Cardano fan. So he's just, I don't know what the fuck this guy's been waiting for. But he wants to have globally priced oracles. Well, he's going to have to link up with Chainlink there. Let me do a small little deep dive thing here. They want to sell off 70 million Cardano to address current gaps. GAPS. This is what Grok is saying, not Crypto Hulk. So those of you that are going to have to, some people that will watch this show late and they'll be like, oh, you don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, then Grok doesn't either. And you're smarter than Grok. And that means you're living on planet Uranus. So you shouldn't even be able to watch this show. So Grok acknowledges there's current gaps. I'd say there's gaping holes in the Cardano scheme of things. I don't even want to call it a blockchain. I despise it. I loathe Cardano. This proposal is a joint effort by major Cardano stakeholders. So yeah, the biggest stakeholders in Cardano were like, oh shit. They're like, oh shit. Cardano has all these gaps. If crypto were to take off now, Cardano is left in 1953. That's where we're at. This proposal is a joint effort by major Cardano shareholders, including Input Output Global. That's one shareholder. Emergo, the Cardano Foundation, Intersect, and the Midnight Foundation. All of these I've never even heard of. When they sell it off, they're warning everybody. They're putting this out as a public service announcement. Cardano's going to dump in price. So if you think they're going to be successful, then what I do is I'll wait for it to dump and then I'll buy in, because this thing is going to dump. So if you have Cardano now, smart bet, and if you want to keep it, smart bet is dump it, Then when it dumps, go back in and buy it, and that portion that you buy will be a portion of it for free. So if this coin dumps 25%, now you have a green light to buy 25% more. Because if you sold now and it dumps 25%, then you go back in and you just saved, you got 25% more Cardano for you. The funds would support a coordinated program focused on onboarding tier 1 infrastructure partners. So I'm not saying Cardano can't do any of this. You need to listen very clearly. Crypto Hulk is very clear in what he says. You don't read into what I say unless you're a fucking moron. Because anybody knows anybody. If I have something to say, it's going to be said. Okay? So let's not insinuate or prognosticate what crypto, that's not a sexual term. But let's not try to prognosticate what Crypto Hulk's going to say. Just listen to what the fuck I do say, then you'll understand. Cardano has a challenge now. It has to hook up with tech companies. Look, every crypto is good at what it does. Like with Ripple can do certain things and that's it. That's why it has to enlist other companies to help, because Ripple already has its main job. Maybe it does one or two things or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But you just can't. That's why you got to have side chains on the ledger. So Cardano's the same thing. It does what it does. It do what it do. And now it wants to come up with some money, so it can create cross-chain bridges. See, Cardano's kind of like, yeah, we're waiting till like the end here to get all this done. Cardano realizes now, oh shit, we need bridges and chains. So here's what's going to happen is Cardano needs to link up with cryptos, and maybe it could very well link up with Ripple. I'm not saying it's not. Cardano's in a really tough spot because they don't have shit right now. So they have to join maybe an Axelar or an Ondo or get in or join. They need to join Ripple is what they need to do. Because they got to do all these things. Number one, they got to make a tier 1 stablecoin. That's going to take time and money. Then they got to create an institutional wallet. And then they got to have custody. They want to have on-chain analytics. I already told you they got to have cross-chain bridges. They got to have oracles. Like they got to basically have everything. Just think Cardano's got to have everything. So, and they've got maybe $30 million to do it with. That's not a lot of money. That's going to be a problem, in my opinion. So they're going to have a voting process on it. They're going to sell off the Cardano and it's going to dump. So I'll be the only channel to talk about this. And then I'll have a ton of people in the comments saying dumb shit, which I just report and block. So I already know. But to Crypto Hulk fans, like this is just what I see. I'm not a fortune teller like this guy right here. Let me show you something here.
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
Now let's get a fortune today. There we go.
You may have heard this, but Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it. Age is simply a matter of mind. If you don't mind, then my friend, it doesn't matter. So go on, be carefree like a little baby. But first, give Zoltar a little money, and I will give you a fortune.
Oh, shit. What does it say? Let me read the fortune. Thanks, Zoltar. Okay. He's the weekend super. Oh, wait, no. Chucky's the weekend supervisor. Chucky's over there staring at me, but he's so fucking spun off heroin. He can't even speak right now. So I'm going to have Zoltar. He just recovered from partying. Here's what the fortune says according to Zoltar. This is not what I'm saying. This is what Zoltar is saying. he is the boss today because Chucky's too spun out on heroin. We were smoking opium last night, all of us, hardcore opium use, and Zoltar is the strongest one standing. So it says here, if you own Cardano, sell it all off now, and then when it dumps, you could buy it back in. But he also says if Cardano was all that good, why are they this far behind? Oh, shit. That's what Zoltar said, not me. All right. So there's a couple articles. Let me look here real quick. We got a Philippines story next, because I think the Cardano. Yeah, Grok just kind of lists. Grok kind of says if the best route for Cardano is link up with Circle if they want a stablecoin or Tether. Because here's the thing. Cardano doesn't have enough money to reinvent the wheel, so it just needs to borrow technology from Circle or Tether if it wants to build a stablecoin. See if they'll work with him. Then they integrate Cardano with them, and then now it does talk about custody. And guess who Grok brings up? Fireblocks. So if Cardano has custody, they're going with Fireblocks or Coinbase custody. They're not going to use these other crypto channels saying, oh, I have this. We have insurance on our custody. Is your stupid fucking custody involved with anybody? No, it's not. Like these small ass little companies, that's it. Everything we go over on this program is the top. Groks talk about Fireblocks and Coinbase custody. That's it. None of these other stupid ones. But Crypto Hulk, it has insurance. Would you shut up with that stupid fucking shit? If it was so good, it wouldn't need insurance. Oh, yeah, that's true. Why would all the top banks in the world use Fireblocks and not that other solution that's on the internet? Fucking amateur night. Cross-chain bridge. So Grok says, and it's just the cryptos that we talk about, Grok says for bridging, secure bridges, Cardano needs a secure bridge. Look, Cardano doesn't have anything. I'm just letting you know. That's just my opinion. Cardano's just a pile of shit crypto. I'd never even touch that shit. You could put diamonds in Cardano as like a pile of shit. I wouldn't even touch it. It's not even worth trying to get the diamonds out. A pile of Cardano shit. They're talking about bridges. Secure bridges to enable liquidity transfers are crucial for user migration. Likely options include Wormhole. That's I talk about Wormhole. That's my personal holding. And guess what? Layer 0. Oh shit, Crypto Hulk, you talked about that for a whole hour. Like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. You talked about Layer 0, Crypto Hulk. It was like a week ago. Yes, I did. You notice how what we talk about on my program, AI already knows. We already know. Shit, Grok's probably getting everything he knows from what we know. But wait a second, Crypto Hulk. Where'd you get the information from? Shut up. So that's the deal with Cardano. I'm not going to get into it anymore. If you own it and love it, great, awesome. Oh, we got another stock coming up. So
I am Zoltar, the Great Gypsy, and I can see your fortune. Come see it too, no?
Hey, go smoke some more opium. Cardano article is shut down. Let's look at the time. 10 minutes. Oh, shit. All Italia's money for Zoltar. Love the stock angles, Hulk. Thank you very much for that tax-free donation there, buddy. Okay, next stock option. Oh, shit. Here we go again. Here is a stock that Zoltar's telling you to buy. I could read it off this fortune right here. Here's the fortune. Crypto Hawk, that fortune doesn't say that. That was for the other one. Oh, you're right. Yeah, quit. You can't fool us, Crypto Hawk. Zoltar only gave us that first fortune. You're trying to trick us with the second one. And I'm like, the first one it's from a fucking toy, dude. What are you talking about, Crypto Hawk? Okay, here's the last article. Now, this deals with a stock that you might want to get. Now, we've been talking about data centers. One of the stocks that some of you guys are invested in is GPUS. It's a data center, Bitcoin mining. Hyperscale Data is the name of the company. Now, here's something that's very similar. This is a data center. Now, watch it. And I told you about a month ago, look into stocks that provide data center cooling. Oh, remember me telling you that, right? Oh, yep. I remember Crypto Hulk. Shut up. Let's go right here. This data center. Oh, my gosh. You guys, I'm going to show you some stocks you might want to look into, and they're cheap. They're from $1 to $5. You call it, okay? One of them's like $1.20. You're going to want it, okay? Now, this is massive right here. It's from the CME Group, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Oh, shit. Data center cooling issues halts. World's largest, let me repeat, world's largest derivatives exchange, the CME trading shut down, and it ripples across Malaysia, United Kingdom, and EU markets. One of the largest derivative exchanges in the world gets taken down by a broken refrigerator. Oh, shit. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or CME, had to pause trading activities across the globe because of a cooling issue. We're going to see this come up more and more. I'm telling you what, I'm going to show you what, if I were to invest in crypto cooling stocks, these are the ones that I would pick. We're going to go over the article really quickly at first because I want to show you this is going to become more and more popular. More and more of these data centers are getting put up. That's going to be the future. Data centers. They got to keep them cool. Well, what if more than one data center wanted to open up in a particular area? That's going to create a lot of electricity pull on the main system. So there's going to be you're going to have to look at stocks that help create low-cost energy, like some kind of generator where you can generate your own electricity, maybe nuclear powered, just kidding. But you're going to need to cool all this down. You got to keep it cool. Instead of a cooling issue, one of the data centers, CME is the largest derivative exchange operator in the world. The disruption has been felt in London, Kuala Lumpur. This exchange lets you trade almost anything on the market. Listen to what you could sell here, including agriculture, energy, equity, foreign exchange you could sell, interest rates you could sell, metals you could sell, crypto, and more. Oh, shit. Due to a cooling issue at Cyrus One data centers, our markets are currently halted. Support is working to resolve the issue in the near term and will advise clients of pre-open details as soon as possible. This is what CME said on its X account. It also told CNBC the same thing. They had a chiller plant failure. Well, I'm going in a chiller later, by the way. I'll be quite chilled the fuck out. Today is Sunday. I've been at 50 degrees for almost 2 weeks. Today will be the last day at 50. I'm going to bump it down to 45 degrees for Monday's show. Get ready. So this particular chiller plant failure was at a data center. They have specialized mechanical contractors. They're on site working to restore full cooling capacity. This isn't the first time that the exchange has had to stop trading because of its issue with its electronic system. But this has certainly been the biggest failure so far for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This massive operation moves trillions of dollars. Oh my God. Okay. Now you know the seriousness of this. These chillers, it's not an option. It'll shut down. If your chiller breaks, it'll shut down the whole world of trading on this particular platform. I can't share it with you. Let's do this. There's a crypto. Well, actually, I could take screenshots. Let me do that. First one. And second one. Let me send it to you. Now, the $500 people got access to this yesterday. I sent them this. Now, the first one is, let's take a look. It's called Remark Holdings Incorporated. And on the NASDAQ, it's Mark, M-A-R-K. It is approximately 1 penny. Oh, my God. Yep. Doesn't get a whole lot lower than that. Now, Crypto Hulk, how is this even a good company? It's 0.01 cents. It's on the NASDAQ. The ticker is called Mark from Remark Holdings Incorporated. Why is this one important? Well, here's what brought my attention to it. It's AI-based video analytics for data center security and monitoring. There's collaboration with Microsoft Azure. That's Stellar. Well, Stellar's in Microsoft Hyperledger, but I mean IBM's Hyperledger. This Azure, I think Stellar's involved with that, but I've seen Microsoft Azure a lot pop up in the payments cryptos that we talk about here. The guy's name is Kai-Shing Tao, with tech venture experience backed by institutional investors. They deal with high growth in AI surveillance, reducing cooling needs via efficient operations. So maybe if they used a better code program, you'd need less cooling. The more work you have to do, so work smarter, not harder. So that's what this is doing here. That's why it's a penny, and you got Microsoft mixed up in this. Next, you have one called Sphere 3D, and the ticker is ANY, A-N-Y. It's on the NASDAQ. It's 53 cents. Team includes ex-IBM executives, backed by hedge funds, potential in AI hosting and expansion. Let me look at another one. This next one's called Canaan. Oh, The three-letter ticker is CAN for CAN. It's on the NASDAQ. It's $1.01. It's got ASIC chips for mining with integrated cooling technology. Backed by Chinese investors. Massive potential in AI chip design. Now, here's one you should really look into. It's called Luna, L-U-N-A, Luna Innovations Incorporated. The four-letter ticker is L-U-N-A. It's on the NASDAQ. It's $1.50. Listen to this one. Fiber optic sensing for thermal management in data centers. Collaborated with NASA. Oh, and the Department of Defense. Well, you know what? This seems like the wiener. Hey, this one here, NASA and the Department of Defense. Hands backed by the Carillon Clinic. High potential in monitoring cooling efficiency. So this monitors cooling efficiency. That looks like one, if I was going to put money in. Here's one, Wrecker Systems. The ticker is REKR. It's in the NASDAQ. It's $1.76. It's partnered with NVIDIA. That kind of, I don't need to say any more than that. Let me go to the next one. Okay, here's one that looks pretty good. It's $2.25. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. It's called Tuya, T-U-Y-A. It's made by Tuya Incorporated. It's an Internet of Things platform for smart HVAC controls. It partnered with Amazon. Oh, shit. And Jerry Wang. He's an Alibaba alumni. I heard that name before a lot. That guy's in deep. Alibaba alumni. And it's mixed up with Tencent. That's a Ripple partner. Tenpay. So that would be one where I would, if I was going to invest in one, that would be one. I still like the NASA DOD one, I think, the best. Okay. That would be Foxconn. This other one does look pretty good, but it's $5. This next one's called Poet, P-O-E-T. Poet Technologies Incorporated. It's on the NASDAQ. It's $4.95. Optical interconnects, reducing heat in data centers. Collaborations with Foxconn. I've heard of them. Very popular. It's backed by Sumitomo. That's like, I think, Japan's biggest bank. Tremendous growth in photonics for AI cooling. And again, it's about $5. So those are the ones. I can't help you figure out which one to buy. That's up to you. Research the company. Do your own research. But there's 4 of them I would look into. And maybe out of those 4, you pick one and throw in $500 or something like that if you want, or more. I mean, it depends. Or don't buy in at all. It's up to you. See, where are we at? 1 minute? 1 hour and 3 minutes? Oh, shit, we're over. Let's take a look here. All on Fidelity. Okay, Mark says they're all on Fidelity. So you can open up a Fidelity account and go get these suckers. All right. Yeah, you can put your orders in, and then the minute they open up Monday, your orders go through. Now, the prices will probably be different when they open up on Monday. So there'll be new prices there. Possibly. I don't know how all that stock stuff works because I'm not a financial advisor. Mark is not coming up for me. Well, I told you what stock market is. Sometimes, I don't know, Robinhood may or may not carry it because Robinhood's not the stock market. That's why Robinhood carries certain ones. Okay, that'll be a wrap for this particular program, and I'll see you in the next one.